heading forward.
That used to bind the world together are snapping there in Sector A0. And as they do, chaos looms through the wounds in reality. Initiating the anchor's frequency synchronization. Temporal destination reached. Proceeding with the search for the target. I found the passage in the underground, but...
Yeah, it's locked. Obviously. Try searching by the morgue, would you?
place seems suspended between space and time.
Is endless. My failures are numerous. I managed to set up an Arc-class outpost, but I still can't produce enough power to carry out my plan. Every time I manage to weld something else rips. Yet, I must try. If I succeed, I might be able to stop the anomaly's negative impact on the surrounding area. Only then will I be able to deliver the long-acquired essence to the terminal. Such is our calling.
All hope abandoned. It really is something else.
Stay focused. Stay cautious.
Such is our calling.
Good thing I was around. Traveler.
Focus your attention. What do you see?
Giant. sleeping.
Again.
Animals. Fighting.
Again.
Commencing search. An orphan. Caution advised. Something is here. Such is our calling.
Area is highly unusual. They become exceptionally aggressive.
It is highly recommended to proceed with caution.
They seem to act more consistently, in coordination.
Destroying the nest is now a priority.
The predecessor, ND3500, reached. Accessing predecessor's travel log.
I have encountered an unprecedented orphan. It was in a state of suppressed recomposition.
The behavior
The mysterious traveler is the protagonist in this story. In true Bergman fashion, he metaphorically plays a game of chess against the innocent-looking granny. We don't know much about him, but he seems to be rather badass since he single-handedly battles weird monsters in a dystopian future. As usual, we brought this character to life in our mocap studio. Our director André Wallin worked closely with the stunt actors to achieve an action-packed and visually pleasing story.
Here at GBK, nailing the authenticity of digital humans is our forte, which is something that we've showcased with many of our past offline projects. For the granny, our scanning department captured our actor in our in-house rig. Her hair was created through our proprietary Houdini grooming pipeline. Although the benefits of real-time projects are huge, there are some limitations to consider. Shading effects like translucency and refractions are still a bit tricky. But hey, the tech is on a fast track of improvement, so those hurdles won't hold us back for long. The technology is improving very quickly.
The key benefit of working in real time is of course faster feedback and iteration. It basically makes it faster to work overall. It's also a lot easier to help each other across departments. Let's say something from my environment is blocking Sean's light. Instead of asking me to change it and feed it to the pipeline monster, he can instead do it himself and have the change happen immediately.
Dynamic adaptability. Quickly change things as we go. If we need to adjust a camera angle or the lighting, we can do it quickly and get instant feedback. This ability helps keep up with new ideas or changes without slowing down too much.
Lastly, I like to...
My name is Jacek Ziemba. I'm co-directing Cronos The New Dawn with my friend Wojciech.
And yeah, my name is Wojciech, and I have a pleasure to work with Jacek and co-direct Cronos.
And Cronos, it's sci-fi survival horror, and in a way, a dream come true for us to make.
It will be The Thing, Carpenter's movie. Yeah, we are also inspired by Dark, Netflix TV series.
About time travel. We cannot forget about Dead Space. That also were somewhere there because we have also the protagonists and other maybe similar things.
Yeah, when we think about movies, it will be of course 12 Monkeys, you know, like the convict being sent in time, maybe we ring a bell. But also Dark Souls series. We also love to, you know, push our game into a little bit more challenging direction. Yeah. In Cronos, you play as a traveler, and the travelers, because there's more of them, are being sent to the ruins of human civilization to search for the time rifts and jump back in time to extract people who didn't survive the apocalypse.
Travelers are the only ones that can survive the environment in our future setting, in our game. The only ones that can travel to the past and keep up or like survive encounters with monsters.
This is not a typical soldier, this is like a diver in time. So that's why we came up with this design that we really love.
The world of Cronos, it's like alternative history when the world ends in 80s by the apocalyptic event that we called The Change. We push action like more to the future, and when we play as a traveler, when we try to find in this destroyed world reminiscence of, you know, of the people, but what's the most important, like the time rifts that can bring us to the past.
We are calling them the orphans because they are what was left from humanity. The orphans can, you know, like take different forms, so you encounter different enemies with different, like, let's say, skill sets, different abilities.
The important ingredient is body horror here, and we chose it to create maybe a little bit as an homage also to The Thing, and overall genre of body horror. But what was important for us that, okay, they need to be created only from human flesh.
Oh, we also have some questions from our community.
So, question 1. Yes, there will be letters. We love them.
Yes, and you saw one at the end of the trailer.
Maybe.
Don't want to spoil everything. Yes, you can punch monsters.
In the face. If they
Stomp them.
If they have a face.
Kinda. Yeah, fire, but fire is important in our game.
It's not Mariki Skłodowska, but definitely for our CGI character, Mariki Skłodowska can be a role model.
Yes, there is, but it doesn't work like in a Dead Space. We've got like our own take on combat. To be honest, we can't wait to show you more about our game. And yeah, we can confirm that something about the gameplay is coming soon.
Cronos: The New Dawn is an upcoming third-person survival horror game developed and published by Bloober Team, the Polish studio known for psychological horror titles like The Medium, Layers of Fear, and the upcoming Silent Hill 2 remake. Slated for release in fall 2025, it is coming to PC via Steam and Epic Games Store, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Marking the studio's boldest original IP to date, Cronos aims to fuse intense horror, non-linear storytelling, and time travel mechanics in a bleak, emotionally charged sci-fi narrative that spans across multiple timelines and realities. Set against the backdrop of a post-apocalyptic future intertwined with 1980s communist-era Poland, players assume the role of a traveler, a specially trained agent operating under the enigmatic organization known as the Collective. Tasked with exploring time anomalies known as rifts, the traveler must venture back to the deteriorating cityscape inspired by Nowa Huta, a socialist-era district of Krakow, to extract civilians before a cataclysmic phenomenon called the Change consumes them. Each rescue mission unfolds across fractured temporal echoes, with moral consequences that affect future timelines and uncover disturbing truths about both the Collective and humanity's fractured fate. Gameplay in Cronos mixes strategic combat, psychological horror, and time manipulation, offering players both ranged weapons and melee tools. But resource scarcity and inventory constraints demand careful planning. A standout feature is its merging mechanic. Enemies not neutralized properly can fuse with other bodies if left too long in unstable time zones, creating increasingly grotesque and dangerous mutated hybrids. These abominations evolve depending on the types of enemies involved, the environment, and the traveler's previous choices, resulting in dynamically escalating threat levels that force players to decide: burn corpses and waste precious fuel, or risk letting horrors grow. Combat is designed with intentional weight and consequence, inspired by titles like Resident Evil 4 Remake, Dark Souls, and Dead Space. Every bullet counts, and every encounter can spiral into chaos if players mismanage ammo, supplies, or stamina. The Traveler also utilizes gravity-manipulating traversal gear, as shown in the recent Sector A-0 gameplay demo, allowing vertical movement through zero-gravity corridors, floating debris fields, and abandoned brutalist skyscrapers. These traversal segments incorporate light platforming, puzzle solving, and escape sequences to break up the combat pacing. Narratively, Cronos explores themes of memory, guilt, determinism, and identity, delving into philosophical questions about whether altering the past is truly possible or merely an illusion engineered by higher powers. The story unfolds through environmental storytelling, fragmented conversations, memory nodes, and player-driven choices across branching timelines. The Change, the central cataclysm, is revealed piece by piece, drawing inspiration from Terry Gilliam's 12 Monkeys, Konami's Silent Hill, and Ridley Scott's Alien in tone and atmosphere. There are no difficulty settings, a design choice in line with Bloober Team's emphasis on creating an uncompromising survival experience. Players must manage their inventory using a slot-based system, limited by weight and volume, while also keeping track of infection levels, mental stability, and rift exposure, which can trigger hallucinations or attract rift-borne entities that only appear when rules of time are broken. Saving the game is limited to safe zones, forcing risk-based decisions when venturing deeper into unstable environments. Built in Unreal Engine 5, Cronos: The New Dawn is a visual showcase of oppressive industrial brutalism and moody environmental storytelling. The team has emphasized heavy use of dynamic lighting, volumetric fog, and next-gen texture mapping to create atmospheres that evolve with each time jump. Real-time time-of-day shifts, along with weather effects like acid rain or magnetic storms, impact both exploration and visibility. Critics who previewed the recent gameplay demo praised the game's world-building, aesthetic identity, and narrative ambition, though some cautioned that its punishing difficulty and resource systems may alienate casual players. However, for fans of The Thing, Returnal, System Shock, or Dark Souls-adjacent experiences, Cronos: The New Dawn promises a gripping and cerebral survival horror journey packed with atmosphere, agency, and existential dread.
Now you can enjoy the screenshots without any interruption. Enjoy.